Well, as you can see, we're back out on the old GS. Suddenly got cold and I thought I better drag this out of the garage and get it back on the road. So pump the tyres up, reset the service lights, and we're just going to have a little ride to fill it up with gasoline. It's suddenly turned quite cold here. What is it? Oh, 15. Well, 15's okay, but it was cold yesterday when I went out on the Bonneville. Earth is going on here? Yeah, so it's good to be back on the light option compared with the adventure. I must admit now, I do wish I'd probably kept my 1200 liquid cooled GS. I mean, the reason I got rid of that was because this is a bit more simple to maintain, and I didn't really want to have two BMWs that have got to go into BMW for a service. But having said that, apart from when you have a big service, it's only a couple of £100 a year. It's not the end of the world. And with the old GS 911 service tool, I could have reset the service indicator and scanned it for various problems, so it probably wouldn't have been a big deal, and it probably wouldn't have gone wrong actually. So I probably made a big mistake. But having said that, I do like these oil cooled BMWs. They're a nice engine, the old twin cam, and this is so light. It's a lot lighter than the water cooled one, and that's just bloody marvellous, isn't it? And look at it, 14,549 miles from new. How much riding I do in the winter this year is debatable. See what happens. But you can't win, can you? I mean, it's been so hot in July and August. I mean, it wasn't that pleasurable to go out on the bike. It's just too hot. You put your leathers on and it was just, an hour was enough really. And of course now we've got had this small window of about 3 weeks where it's been a lot cooler, and we've been able to get out and have a nice ride here and there. But you know, within a few weeks it's going to start getting colder, and then you have the dreaded salt being scattered everywhere, so that limits the amount of use on the other bikes, and that will be that. So let's hope we don't get too much salt thrown down for the next month or so. Normally it's the end of October, November time, so we should have another 6 weeks if we're lucky. But I thought I'd better go and put some fresh petrol in this, because I can't remember the last time I put petrol in it. Probably April. Still running fine, as it will do. It's had super unleaded in it, so yeah, it runs fine. To be honest, I think you're going to get more problems with an old carburetted bike than fuel injected bike with certainly if the E10, you just don't go there. But I just put super unleaded in all my bikes, new, old. Just lasts longer and it's just better. And obviously, yes, it's more expensive. I've had this nearly 2 years. Another record. Oh god, look, bloody cyclist. Yes, I did I think 2 years in about a month's time. I'll have to check on the old logbook. I think I bought it at the end of September, beginning of October. Look, get out the feckin' way. God, there's a big old lump in the front there. Yeah, but I've been really pleased with this. Apart from one little hiccup, which was my fault. Well, actually, no, it wasn't. It was just the speedo sensor went on it. And then I think I disconnected the... I unplugged the clock and I turned the power on by mistake, and then it sent a load of fault codes up, but it did reset itself after a few on and offs of the ignition. That was why I brought the code reader, so I could do stuff like that. But you know, the great thing with the code reader, you can reset the service indicator, which isn't a big deal, but it does start to get on your nerves when you just keeps having a service flash up. Going a bit fast. It's only 30 along here, you know. So why are you doing 35? Do you know, it's really nice riding this after the summer break. It's, yes, really nice. I suppose I better, I don't know whether to give it an oil change. I mean, the oil's been in there nearly a year, but I didn't do a lot on it last year, and it's got good oil in it. Is it worth it? Could just do an oil change. It doesn't need a filter, that's for sure. Yes, it's quite nice to be able to ride in the old thing. So we've got myself and Life on Marsh going up probably to the Peak District. I think on Friday it's the 5th or 6th of October. I think it's the 6th of October. We're going to have a long ride. Probably will be the last one of the year, really. So. Yeah, I might use this, I don't know yet. It'll either be this or the old GS, although after the tweed button challenge I quite favour the old Bonneville. The only good thing with one of these, or yeah, this or the other GS, is if you get a puncture and it doesn't wreck the tyre, at least you can fix it on the side of the road, whereas the Bonneville's got a inner tube. We don't really want one of those, do we? I should use the GS. I'll probably use the Adventure because it's probably going to be one of the last rides it does. Decent rides, then we'll give it a good old clean up and stick it away for the winter. But this is fine. I mean, you could go miles on this. It'd actually be quite nice to do a long one on this, because I don't really know how far. The furthest I've probably ridden this in a day is probably about 200 miles. So yeah, could try this. Might try and get a dual vlog set up when we do that ride. We shall see. Very smooth engine this, it's really, really nice. A lot quieter than the water-cooled engines. The only thing you get on these is a little bit of belt whine from the alternator belt, but when it starts up and there's probably a bit of draw on the alternator, you get a bit of a whistle, but apart from that, quiet engine. What it's doing to the gallon. About the same as the 1250, 47 to the gallon. About roughly 1250 does somewhere between 45 and 50, probably a bit more once you get up on a run, but then this is probably all calculated on just short runs that I've done on it in the winter. So I must get some more videos out. It's been a funny summer. I've had a bit of shit going on in my life, which is not anything horrible, but I'm might talk about it at some point. And then I've just it's just been too hot to go out on the bike really. I've done a few bits on the Harley and that, but you sort of run out of stuff to talk about, and you don't want to bore your subscribers to the point where they all clear off. So really, I haven't really done a lot. So I've had some stuff going on, and you just sort of go out for a ride on your bike, and you're not really thinking about talking about loads of old nonsense really. I haven't really had anything to review because I haven't brought anything. I've got another one I've done on the T120. I might edit that. And some of the stuff I've done, I've edited it, and I know it's just the place I'm at the moment. It's just not really been that interesting. Not that most of the stuff is interesting, but you know, it's just been a bit. Put that one on the old cutting room floor. Get rid of it. So yes, hopefully now, as we come into winter, I'll be able to get out on the bike and get freezing cold. Although we say we've got a few more weeks of nice weather, so hopefully we might have a few rides. Certainly myself and the wife at Marsh will get out. Let's get the bloody name wrong, but we will get out and do a few rides. He's only round the corner to me. I'm sure he's brave enough to go out in the cold. So yeah, and then hopefully we might have the Mr. Fish end of season meetup. That would be good. I'm going to take the GS this year. I'm not going, well, I've got the K13, but after that crippling ride I had going down to there in the spring. Fuck, where's the spring? That's gone. That was months ago. Where's it all gone? So yes, we must get out and do a bit, and then I must meet up with my other mate Richard. I haven't seen him for months. I just haven't been out doing any really decent riding. And now the weather's getting colder, it will be time to get out. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.